The worry when Elon Musk turns the wheel fully supports Mr. Trump. Billionaires like Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos supporting Mr. Trump is a worrying sign for American democracy. If someone said that billionaires would be timid at times, few would believe it. But Mr. Trump did it by threatening to attack their businesses. The most ironic thing is that Mr. Trump did it with words that sounded superior. And the two billionaires, Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos, were so scared that they turned around and flocked to Trump. Mr. Elon Musk, known as the richest man on the planet, is now running after Trump on the election campaign trail, even though he had previously loudly scolded Mr. Trump. Specifically, Musk once said that Mr. Trump was too old to be president. In response, Mr. Trump once posted on Truth Social with the content, "When Elon Musk came to the White House to ask me to help with his government-funded projects, such as electric cars that don't last long, driverless cars that keep crashing, or rockets that don't know where to go without government funding, he is worthless. He told me that he admired me and was a Republican. I could have said, 'Get down on your knees and beg,' and he would have done the same." In the end, Mr. Trump was right. Now Musk is following Trump, trying to lobby for Mr. Trump. The reason is exactly the same as Mr. Trump said. Musk's success depends too much on the policies and funding of the U.S. government. If the U.S. government changes its policies, does not fund electric cars, does not tax Chinese electric cars, then Musk will only lose money. So, why did Musk dare to publicly support Trump and leave Harris alone, even though Harris has a good chance of winning? The reason is because everyone knows that Harris will continue her pro-electric vehicle policies because that is part of her campaign platform. Moreover, Harris has never threatened anyone and has never used her power to take personal revenge, so there is nothing to be afraid of. Jeff Bezos has also been involved in many scandals with Trump, mainly related to Amazon's business practices. In general, Amazon customers will receive their goods from shippers, but many goods have to go through the post office. Trump demanded an increase in postal rates, which means that goods purchased from Amazon will become much more expensive. After a few threats from Trump, Jeff Bezos was so scared that he ordered the Washington Post not to publicly support any candidate. Before that, the newspaper had prepared to publicly support Harris. Jeff Bezos owns the newspaper, and he was afraid of being implicated. 250,000 people were so angry that they canceled their subscriptions to the newspaper, and many journalists at the Washington Post resigned in protest. The fear of Bezos and Musk makes many people feel relieved that the richest people in the world are sometimes afraid of authority. But in fact, this is a very worrying sign for American democracy. American democracy is based on the principle of separation of powers, legislative, executive, and judicial. Although the president has a lot of power, he can be blocked by the judicial branch if he issues an unconstitutional order. On the other hand, the legislative branch can also change the law to nullify the president's actions. Both of these things happened during Trump's presidency, when the courts blocked deportations from several Middle Eastern countries, and when Congress voted to override Trump's veto to deliver a relief package to Americans in late 2020. The separation of powers has been successful in guiding presidential behavior by limiting actions within presidential power that are motivated by personal motives. When Trump ignores these rules, his fans see it as a demonstration of boss power, because they are addicted to the image of a successful businessman that Trump has portrayed over the years. After all, Americans enjoyed Trump's presidency. Trump won in 2016 because voters were tired of a boring Democratic term and wanted a change of pace. After Trump's performance, American voters once again needed to change their taste, especially when the pandemic and its consequences, along with Trump's anti-epidemic performance, killed millions of people. Now American voters have to review and rate the performance of the Democratic Party once again. The whole world is bustling to watch the U.S. presidential election, and everyone is talking about the two candidates. In reality, people should be talking about the two parties and how the ruling party performed. At this point, will any voter suddenly change their mind about their party? Certainly not. Will anyone change their party views just because the candidate of the party is not to their liking? The answer is also no. Democratic voters who appreciate the performance of the Democratic Party, which is in power, will vote for the Democratic Party. And Republican voters who appreciate the performance of the Republican Party,